You know, people always say that Washington is divided. Republicans over here, Democrats over there, cable news people yelling everywhere. But somehow it comes to people with Down syndrome. Leaders find a way to come together. Tonight, we get to honor one of those leaders. I know. I have to tell you that when I first read Senator Capito's title, Chair of the Senate, Labor, Health and Human Services, Education, and related agencies, appropriations, subcommittee, I immediately needed a nap. That is a very long title. But Senator Capito uses that position to get things done, especially when it comes to increasing NIH funding for Down syndrome and Alzheimer's research, which have a profound impact on my family and my life. And you know someone is special in Washington when both Republicans and Democrats are happy to see them coming down the hallway. Plus, she's a grandmother of 9. Which means, honestly, she already deserves a Lifetime Achievement Award. Tonight, I'm honored to be here with my friend, the esteemed Senator John Hickenlooper, to help present the Quincy Jones Exceptional Advocacy Award to Senator Shelley Moore Capito.
I'm not sure what I can add, and I certainly can't ever want to follow Frank, because you are easily a far better communicator than I am. The Quincy Jones Award was created some years ago. Quincy was Global's first spokesperson, and you really can't imagine a better spokesperson than Quincy Jones, because A, everybody owes him a favor, or owed him a favor before he passed, and he showed it. He came every year to Denver. He stayed from the beginning. He'd go on the red carpet line. He'd stay through the entire event. He'd sign all the memorabilia. He was a remarkable spokesperson, and he was connected to Global and connected to Down syndrome. I had so many wonderful evenings with him, with Michelle and her family, and all the amazing people. Those of you who've never seen the Downs Gala in Denver, this is amazing, but it's bigger in Denver. Yeah, exactly. That got them all quieted. Tonight we're celebrating someone who really represents that legacy that Quincy started, of somebody who is remarkably talented, somebody who understands the importance of this issue in the lives of people all over the country, but also Shelley Moore Capito has been very, very deeply involved in rural affairs and sees the importance of this in rural communities as well as urban ones. And when Frank was giving her long resume, very adequately, and I would need a map as well, the word on the end was appropriations. And it's nice to be on all those different, have not a lot of other words in your title. But when you're the senior chair on an appropriations subcommittee, that's when stuff happens. And it doesn't happen because there are not people coming to you. There's millions of things that are pressing in for attention. And Shelley, I think, invariably is able to separate the wheat from the chaff and find out those places where there really is a vacuum. There's a missing facet of our society, and making sure that that gets addressed and that we find the funding for it. And I think that if you look at what Global has built here, connecting families and scientists and congressional champions, it's just a remarkable creation. We see the work at the University of Colorado, which now houses the leading research and care facilities, the Sternick Center and others. We all know the impact of the Include project at NIH and how important that is. And now, hopefully in the next week, the bipartisan Deandra Dixon Include Project Act. Hopefully this week we'll officially authorize it into law. And I think Jerry Moran's not here, but he has been a champion. But we really recognize all the people that have worked so hard on this. As Appropriations Subcommittee Chair, I think, I'm not overstating this, that Chair Capito has helped create a campaign to get this passed. And when someone who's as busy as Senator Capito is finds the time in her life and makes something a priority, A, you can be pretty damn sure that it's important, and B, you can be pretty damn sure it gets done. So I deeply admire all the effort of all the families. This is really this creation is the creation of, it started with Michelle, but it is now truly a global family. And I think I can't overly express my admiration for the entire organization and what it's done and what it means to, again, not just the United States, but this entire country. So Frank and I are really both incredibly proud to salute and celebrate a remarkable bipartisan leader. When she gets her sleeves rolled up, it doesn't matter whether there's a Republican in the way or a Democrat in the way, she's going to get it done. So please join me in congratulating the recipient of the Global 2028 Quincy Jones Exceptional Advocacy Award, Senator Shelley Moore Capito.
All right. Sure, sure. Well, I really should just say and my mother always told me, just say thank you and sit down, but I'm not going to do that. I want to thank my friend John Hickenlooper and Frank Stevens for the wonderful introductions and the very complimentary words. They're quite touching, and I've enjoyed working with John, and it's great to meet. Frank, I want to congratulate you for pronouncing my name absolutely correctly, because a lot of people can't do it, so good job. Good job. I didn't know Quincy Jones, but I know of Quincy Jones, and certainly admire him, and then to know this other dimension to his life and the legacy that he's left here with the Global Down Syndrome Foundation is really fascinating and very complimentary for me to be an awardee, as these two fine gentlemen were as well. And Michelle, thank you for not just for your advocacy, but also your passion that you bring every day to bring stronger communities, stronger families, and stronger supports to those that we see tonight and so many all across our country. To be recognized by an organization like this is quite flattering and quite an honor, and it's a privilege to be here. But, you know, throughout my time, and we talked about my chairmanship of the subcommittee on appropriations of health, education, and labor, it's a massive bill, but there are certain priorities for me that are exceedingly important, and some of them are over here on the right-hand side of the room, and that is the fine scientists at NIH. The educational resources, the innovation that they do for every family in this room has just been incredible. And guess what? They're coming to testify before my subcommittee tomorrow, so we're all together. The Include project that is done at NIH is just one example of that work. And I've learned through the course of all this that there's so many things that are interconnected to Down syndrome and other health issues that I'm learning more and more every single day. So I knew that Down syndrome folks had a predisposition to certain other health and congenital heart defects, but I was surprised to learn that 50% of individuals will be affected by early onset of Alzheimer's disease, and that individuals with Down syndrome have a higher than 90% lifetime risk for developing Alzheimer's disease, and that or that it is rare for a person with Down syndrome to have a solid tumor cancer or cardiovascular disease, including a heart attack. These are things I really didn't know, but the interconnections for research and for foundational innovations to be able to improve our lives is just amazing to me. So the Include project is doing just that while strengthening the collaboration between the medical and the scientific communities. It's expanding inclusive research and improving opportunities for better treatments, but also care, loving care for individuals and their families. So now, as John said, we need to ensure the continuation of the Include project by passing the Deandra Dixon Include Project Act. And I didn't know it was coming up next week, but week after next, but I'm going to be there. And this is named after a Global Down Syndrome Foundation's ambassador and Quincy Jones, Exceptional Advocacy awardee, and someone who we've lost way too young in life. So I applaud my colleagues. I thank them. I thank Senators Hickenlooper and Moran for their leadership here. Important initiatives of this have no Republican or Democrat boundaries. We're together. So those of you take heart when you see the partisanship, please take heart that a lot of the things that really matter to you and to me don't cross those lines, and we can work together. So, you know, some of my efforts have been obviously funding at NIH. I was able, through the collaboration with my Democrat counterparts, to secure an additional $415 million, and this was in stormy waters too, $415 million for NIH, and NIH is in great hands. And so tonight is about all of you. I want to say to the young men and women and the other who you just look magnificent to me. I can look out and see the crowd and see the excitement, and there's nothing better than getting dressed up and looking good for a good cause. So I'm extremely flattered by this. I hope I'm deserving of it. It's something that I'll cherish the rest of my life. So thank you very much.